Now, I'm going to teach you something today. I woke up with it, and wisdom was working with it. And it's his name. It's very important, his name. You're not realizing how important his name is. It's the key. You see, his name holds a great crown, and whoever, his name, if it's in your heart, then you get a crown. He gives you a crown. Now, I have heard different rabbis teach, if you write down his name, never blot it out. And you have to be very careful. And, if you write it on the wall, you have to cut it off the wall, if you move, because the name is so sacred and holy. Which, if you watch anyone that searches the codes, they'll tell you that the Torah is the book of life because everyone's name can be found in it, right? So they'll tell you with this, this is the book of life, right? And if that's the case, then his name has been blotted out of the book of life that belongs to him. Who is worthy to blot it out? If once it's put somewhere, we don't blot it out, but yet we have blotted it out of the scriptures itself, the Torah, that we say belongs to him, then can we not see that that's a wicked thing to blot his name out? No matter what reason. You have blotted his name out of the book of life, the Torah. You've blotted his name and exchanged it with a generic term that means the name, which could be any name. You might know, but that doesn't mean someone in the future, if they find it, they could add any name to it. So, blotting out his name from the book of life from the Torah is a wicked thing, and we must put it back. That's where it belongs. It's been exchanged with other names already, like names of Balaam and Baal. Man is not worthy to blot his name out of the Torah. No matter the reasoning. I know the reasoning, but you still blotted his name out of his book that you say is his, that you say is holy. You blotted his name out of the thing you say is so holy. And what's more holy than the book? His name. He's more holy than everything. He created everything. So it stands to reason that if he's holier than everything, and he created everything, including those scriptures, and he put his name there, why would you blot his name out of it? Let me show you something. I've already taught you what is in your heart is your treasure. And it comes out on the tongue, what's in your heart. So if his name comes out on your tongue, then his name becomes your treasure in your heart. And he said his name shall be known all over the world. Not if it's being blotted out of what people are saying is the book of life, His name is blotted out of the book of life. We have to think about these things. His name is the root of the tree of life. His name is the root. The Torah is the trunk. If his name is blotted out, the root dies. Wisdom is the branches. And the fruit is the spirits of the angel of the presence of the Most High. The fruit is life everlasting. Remember what he said to the adversary after Adam and Eve were cast out of the garden? He said, if only they had taken again from the tree of life, they would have lived forever. So I'm giving you the fruit and the wisdom and the branches. But the root, the tree will die without the root. If the root becomes putrid. But as long as his name is in the root, and the Torah is the trunk, and wisdom are the branches, it will produce the fruit of life, everlasting. So if his name is in your heart, the root, and Torah, and it'll cause life to come out of your tongue, because you become the tree of life when you eat from the fruit. So people, remember, his name is very important. Until his people start calling his name, he's not going to hear you. He's not going to turn around. Everything you pray, if you're not calling his name, it falls to the ground. It's dead. It's as though it isn't. Call his name. Out loud. Call his name. So that he can teach you the ways of the tree of life, so that you can live forever. Praise you, O living Yahweh, for this teaching. Use it for your glory and be glorified forever and ever, O living Yahweh.